It's loading right now. Okay. Where are the rest of the people? Let me find you, Miss. There you go. It's coming back to you, Mr. Brown.
Okay. So that means I need to admit everybody, all the parents, or?
No, the parents are, they're gonna watch it on YouTube. So no, you're good. Unless there's a staff member that you need to admit.
Okay. Is it ready?
Yeah, just say welcome. We don't know who's
Okay. Good evening to our parents, students, and guests. Want to welcome to our first parent meeting through YouTube. Thank you for joining us tonight. Tonight, we just wanted to take a moment to give you some information concerning King Middle School. I am Paul Brown, proud principal of King Middle School, and I want to say welcome to our parents, to our students, to our community members who may be watching this YouTube video. Tonight, our goal is to share with you some information concerning the first week of school, also to take questions and answer questions that you may have as we get used to this virtual setting. So I'm going to kind of go over the agenda with you at this time. Tonight, we do have staff members with us. So I do have representatives from each grade level. We have each assistant principal as well as the counselors. And we also have teachers representing the grade level tonight. We're going to take a look at the website and kind of make sure that parents are aware of where they can find information concerning our school that will be helpful to them in this virtual setting. We have also created a virtual handbook specifically for King Middle School. So parents, you will have that option as well. And then last week, we had an opportunity to conduct a survey with our students just to get a check and see how they felt for the first week of school. And we're gonna cover that data and just kind of give you what our students said about the first week of school, as well as what our parents said about the first week of school. And then finally, before we take questions, I'm going to share with you some important dates that are coming up. So tomorrow, we will start our STAR testing. It is our district test that we give students in the beginning of the year. This year, we're doing it in a virtual setting. So this will be used for informational purposes as we look at how do we help students with their learning. We will do a book distribution for students that may need some text at home instead of just a computer. And that distribution date is September the 15th. We will be announcing, give you more information concerning that. And I can't believe it, but we would have completed 4.5 weeks of school by September the 22nd. And that's when students will receive their first progress report. So September 22nd, progress reports will go home. Immediately after progress reports, we have scheduled a curriculum and parent university night, which is September 24th. On that night, parents, you'll be interacting with our teachers and staff, but specifically our teachers, as we talk about curriculum, progress report, and what's next for King Middle School as far as learning. And immediately after we go through our parent surveys, we're going to move into questions from you. Ms. Shea is our moderator tonight. She will be taking questions from you. So please use the chat for your questions, and she will share those questions with us. So parents, you will not be able to talk to me live, but you will be able to post your questions in the chat room, and Ms. Shea will share those questions with me and the team tonight, and we hopefully answer those questions for you. We've set aside about 20 minutes for questions, parents. So if you have questions, please start putting your questions in the chat room. First, I want to start by taking you to our website. And if you go to our website, especially make sure you bookmark this on your computer, because this is where you'll find lots of information concerning your child's school, as well as your child's classes and learning. So as you notice that we do have the virtual learning schedule as one of our title pages up here. But if you go to where it says faculty and staff, if you click on faculty and staff, you will see over here, it's like meet our staff for this year. You'll see pictures of the teachers along with their email address. But if you click on meet the faculty and staff, this is a great link to go to. And I would encourage each parent to go to that link at some point. If you click on this link, you will come to a section that has meet the principal, meet the assistant, the 8th grade assistant principal, Mr. Dow, the 7th grade assistant principal, Ms. Shea, Ms. Swinson, the 6th grade assistant principal, Ms. Willingham, and our curriculum assistant principal, Ms. Luckett. But also you see where we have LC1, LC2, LC3, LC4, all the way to LC8. For those parents who are new to King Middle School, the way our school is organized, we are organized by LCs, and those are called learning communities. So within that learning community, let's say I have a 6th grader and they are in LC6. And so Dr. Hamilton would be their math teacher. So parents, what you would do is you would click on LC6. When you click on LC6, you will come to a link that has all the teachers and support staff for LC6. So if I wanted to hear from Dr. Hamilton, a special message from Dr. Hamilton, I would actually click on here.
Hello, 6th graders.
And you can hear Dr. Hamilton. So again, you can click on any of these LCs and you will see the teachers in that LC. So this is a great way for parents who are students who don't know their teachers, or parents just want to hear a little bit about what's expected for this year. Please use this part of our website. If you go back to the home page, parents, and you scroll down, you will actually some of you went to the website tonight because you clicked on the virtual chat, and that's for this meeting tonight. But right below it is a virtual handbook for Atlanta Public Schools. And this handbook is created by the district. So it lists all the resources that are available to our parents and our students by the district. But right below it is a virtual handbook for King Middle School. If you click on that link, it will give you a handbook that describes, that welcomes you to our school, but also a welcome letter from the PTA, as well as a copy of the schedules for each grade level. And I know I'm going kind of fast through this, so let me slow it down just a little. So for example, you would see the 8th grade schedule. And so if you look at the 8th grade schedule, the way we have it for our students, we try to make sure that students, because the goal is to create a virtual school just like a regular school day. But we also realize that students can't sit at a computer for 6.5 hours straight. And so within the schedule, we have actually created breaks. So the way it works, advisory is from 9:15 to 9:40. And the purpose of advisory is to check on our students' social and emotional status and making sure they're ready for learning. It also gives students an opportunity to get to know their teachers in a different way. It gives them a chance to interact with each other in a virtual setting. So we start our day with our second step, social emotional learning, and we also talk about IB in this section as well. This month, our IB learner profile that we are focusing on is caring. So maybe check with your kid and make sure they can describe what caring looks like at school. After we have first period from 9:45 10:45 to 10:15. And that's what we call virtual instruction. During that time is when teachers are working with students on the computer. At 10:15 to 10:30 is what we call independent work. During that time, we're asking that students finish their class independently. And if they need assistance from a teacher, they can go back and talk to their teacher during that time on a virtual setting. So the teacher will be present the whole time of the class, but then there is a moment where kids get a chance to work by themselves and complete their assignments. After that 10:30, we built in a break for students. We need for our students to take advantage of that break. And I know that actually from one of the survey questions, some of the teachers have gone past their break time. And so we've had a conversation with teachers about making sure that students take a break and step away from the computer, stand and stretch. It's also a great idea for the teachers to take a break from the computer to give their eyes a rest, and for students to make sure they use the restroom, just disconnect from the computer within the class. So there's like a 10-minute break. And so throughout this schedule, you see break. Parents, it is very important that students take advantage of these breaks. What I would encourage you, most of our students do have cell phones. If they could take and put their schedule in their cell phone, that way they'll know when they need to be on. They can set an alarm for each one. I know this because I had to do this for myself. So this is a great way of getting kids organized. If you scroll down in the virtual handbook, there are some expectations that we have for students. And so parents, please make sure you look through the virtual handbook. It also lists all of the activities and all the support programs that we'll be using this year with students. We are in the process of making sure all of those are up. So one of the big things that we'll be using is thinking maps. Thinking maps is a way of helping students organize their thoughts. So students will be, it's like graphic organizers, but students will be learning more about thinking maps. If a student was here last year, that student should be familiar with thinking maps, just not in a virtual setting. We have added a new program called iExcel, and students will have access to this. The district is working on making sure all students are uploaded to iExcel. So hopefully that will be up and running by Monday of next week. This program will support students learning in ELA, math, science, social studies, as well as in Spanish for 7th and 8th graders. And it also covers grade levels K through 12. So our students will have resources that will go from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. So if a student wanted to work on calculus, they will have access to some support through iExcel. They will have access to materials through iExcel on calculus. We also have ClassWorks. ClassWorks is a resource we use to make sure that our students are on track for their grade level. And so students will be using ClassWorks in the area of math and ELA. And that program also, students will actually take an assessment and through ClassWorks, and then ClassWorks will build a program specifically for that child's weakness or strengths. And Amplify is our new ELA curriculum. And so the district has adopted Amplify. It is a great curriculum for ELA, language and literature. One of the things I love about Amplify is that there is a big focus on writing. And so because if students can write well, they can read well. And so we are really excited about Amplify. And then most of our kids access through Google Classroom, and Nearpod is a tool that we use within Google Classroom to support learning. Parents, there is the help desk link here for Atlanta Public School if you need help logging in. I'm going too fast. Let me go back up. So this year we did a big thing, look at our grading for the virtual setting. So if you notice in our grading, test and quiz are 25% of the grade. Classwork is 50% of the grade. So we really want to focus on making sure our students do the daily work. Because if they do the daily work, then they're becoming stronger in that content. Projects, 15%. And we've asked teachers to make sure that if a project is given, that students should have a minimum of 3 weeks to turn in a project. So we have really asked teachers to give you more time with students to work on their projects within at least a 3-week minimum time range. And we do not have homework, but we do have practice. So when I mentioned to you that students will have access to iExcel, they will have access to classworks, those are times we're asking kids to practice. When teachers are doing when students are doing their independent work, that's their practice. So parents, if you find that your child is taking more than 20 minutes to do independent work, please email your child's teacher because we may need to have some tutoring sessions or just a conversation around how do we support your child. So if it's over 20 minutes of independent work, please reach out to the teacher. The other thing that you can find in our handbook is a copy of a set of email for each teacher. So right in the virtual handbook, there's a list of every staff member at our school. There's my email address, my secretary's address, the business manager, Ms. Shea, as well as the assistant principals and counselors. But more importantly, there are the teacher's email address. So parents, this is another place where you can locate your child's teacher, and we organize it by LC. So for instance, if you are in Learning Community 1, then here's a list of the teachers that are in Learning Community 1. So you would see Ms. Davis, Dr. Davis, Ms. Calhoun, Ms. Aguiar, Ms. Mason, and Ms. Jones. So parents, once again, the email address are here as well. So I'm gonna go back to our website. And if you scroll down, there's also a place. We had a question last week at our PTA meeting about how can students activate their APS email. So parents, all you have to do is click here. And there are slides on showing students how to enable their email address. And all students have to do is when they go into My Backpack, they find Office 365, click on that and go through the steps. It's real easy to do. I did it with a student last week, and students will be able to actually send emails to their teachers and they'll receive emails from their teacher. It will only be used for Atlanta Public Schools. So at the end, students will have their Atlanta Public School email address. And the big difference is that it will be the student's name, which is their current username, at student.apsk12.org. So most of our students, they kind of know their username as their username at apsk12.org. The difference for email, you would have to put in student. So this is where you will find everything about our school. So parents, let me encourage you, please use the website. The last thing I want to show you is at the bottom of our website, there is a link that's called 6th Grade Summer Bridge. For those parents who are new to our school, I would encourage you, whether you're a 6th grader or not, I would encourage you to go to this link. Once you click on here, it will actually give you a tour of our school, as well as some information concerning our school, as far as how the day will run when students are back into the building. It also gives you some tips on being successful in the middle school program here at King Middle School. So I'm gonna go back to, so I know I've given you a lot of information, but parents, please go check out our website. So on Friday, we surprised the students with a survey. And it's very important that we get feedback from our students because our students will tell us the truth. The one thing I've learned about middle school students, they are very honest and they just tell you the truth. And what we do want to hear from our students, because in order for our students to grow, we have to know what they're thinking and how things are going and how are they receiving information. So here are the questions that we asked the students on Friday. They basically told us their name, their grade level, and we asked them to rate their first week of school. 1 being not good to 5 being great. We also asked the students to think about all their classes and what went well for the week. And then we asked students to think about their classes and what were the problems they may have had. And then the final one was, what was the IB learner profile? So parents, if I was to ask you now, what's the learner profile? I hope that you will say caring, and I hope your child has shared with you that we are focused on caring this month. I'm gonna go to the results, and I'm not gonna show students' names. So here are our results. We had approximately 685 students to participate in our survey. And so as you can see that it's about a third at each grade level. So we had 222 seventh graders participate. We had 235 sixth graders, and we had 228 eighth graders. And parents, let me just say, thank you, because you've done a great job of getting kids up and ready for school, because we did this survey the first thing in the morning. So parents, thank you for what you're doing. And I know it's a challenge, but thank you. So we had 685 students to participate in the survey. When we broke it down to looking at our students, there are 26 students out of the 685 that did not have a good week. And so we're hoping to improve that number and because we want all of our kids to have a great week at school. And then but if you look on the opposite end, we had 189 students that stated that they had a very good week and 190 saying average. So the majority of our kids really had a great week of school. So parents, thank you. And then thank also to our teachers. So then we asked the question, think about your classes. What went well for you this week? So they had to type in their own response. So here are some of the responses from kids. What went well for them was everything. Math, all of them. And these are actual students' responses. I like how it was. Honestly, I thought it would be hectic. Math, everything went well. All my classes went smooth and the classes were also fun. Advisory went well. Not really anything. So that may be that one student that we need to figure out what's going on and how we support that student. All of it. I think everything went well. Everything went well. Learning new things, math class. So we have a lot of kids that really love math. The class went well and everything, all my classes. One student still not sure what went well. My Zoom meeting. What was well for me this week was I got to share my circle map in my class. So students are already using thinking maps, and circle map is a thinking map. So our students actually had an opportunity to use one of our research-based strategies and they enjoyed using it in their class. The teachers being nice, all of my classes, all of my teachers this week was nice, and we got our work finished. So students are excited about coming back to school. So these are some of the comments that we received from our students. Second period, she let me out early. I need to check on that one. The science class went well for me this week. I really like science and the topic we're learning about. I also like Chinese class. So everything from the guys giving us work for you to get on. So everything here, the teachers, my class, the advisory period, fourth period is fun. So these are just some of the comments that we received from our students. And overall, all of these comments, we received about 483 comments from students. And most of them were very pleased with their week. So that supports what students said about up here, where they said, hey, I really love school the first week of school. So when we asked our students to describe what problems they had, we had 685 responses. Most of the kids said, I didn't have any problems. We had a test in the first 3 days of school and we can't wear hoodies. So I guess that's a problem. And we really do want to see our kids' faces. So as much as possible, we're asking our kids to share their face, because even though we're in a virtual setting, a teacher can tell a lot by just looking at a child's face as they work. So from the facial expression, we can tell if a student is frustrated, and then that way that teacher can provide support. So we encourage students to share their face with us as we have class. One said, not all my classes were great this week, even no problem, but majority of students said they did not have issues. And some of them said about their computer. So students, they're still working on getting the technology piece. But as far as working with teachers and getting their, and when they're in the class, getting their work, students had a positive view of it. So when we looked at students and saying, hey, what's our IB learner profile for this month? Majority of our kids knew that the IB profile was caring. Some of them named others, like being a risk taker. One kid said, I don't know, I'm learning a lot. I forgot. And that's okay, it's the first week of school. So we will be focusing on caring all month, actually until September the 14th. Some students said inquire, being open-minded, rules, caring. There was one that I really love. One person named all the learner profiles. They weren't sure, but they knew it. They said I can name all of them. So I know that was a past student. One student was, due to tardiness, I was not there to discuss. So, but caring is covered also in their classes. I'm trying to, let's see, there's one more. The IB learner profile is caring. The IB learner profile is caring. So here are all of the students' responses for the IB learner profile. So overall, we got a great response rate from students, and students really enjoyed the first week. We will be sending out surveys from time to time to our students, just getting an idea of how they feel. Now here are the parent surveys. So Thursday night after PTA, we released our parent survey. And so the questions were basically asking the parents to name what grade the student was in, what went well for the students during the week, did you have any issues with technology? And parents, we really need your help with this. If you're having technology concerns, please go to our website and complete that technology link. The district is working on getting more computers and hotspots, but parents, in order to receive that, parents must complete that survey link. It's also on the district website as well. The next question was, do you have any concerns for the first week of school? Were you able to get food? Again, that link is also on our website, and it's also on the district website. And making sure that parents are aware of our website. And then we asked the last question, how did your child feel about it? Because the biggest concern that we have is making sure students are happy and learning at our school. So we want parents to really check with kids, even when we're not in a virtual setting. check and find out how students are feeling about their day and their week at school. So I'm gonna go to the responses from our parents, and this is gonna be a little different. So our parent participation was about 60 parents. Again, as you can see, it's still about a third of our parents. So these are all the grade levels. The red represents 7th grade, blue represents 8th grade, and the gold represents, the gold represents 8th grade, the blue is 6th grade, and the red is 7th grade. So what went well from our parent perspective from the 60 response? Most parents agreed that overall login, class instruction, excited about joining classes, being able to log in. The breaks seem to be adequate. So again, let's make sure our students take their breaks when they're supposed to take the breaks. If there are concerns, please email the child's teacher, or you can email me and I'll be happy to reach out to that child's teacher. Parents said this, the student liked his teacher, was able to log in class. All classes seem to be happening when they are supposed to, and that's our biggest goal. Anytime that there's, if something's not working or the teacher's not there, please let us know. We have some great teachers and they are really excited about seeing our students again. So parents, just let us know if you have any problem. Ms. McCullough, who is our 8th grade counselor, a parent mentioned she was very helpful to her daughter. And for our parents who speak Spanish is their first language, we have submitted all of these documents to the district for translation. So if you could bear with us, they are being translated as we speak. The district has been really working on getting the district literature translated. And so our school, we have already sent every document in to be translated as well. One student's parent said he loved the setup. He's not ready to return to the building, but he's able to see others, okay? And so most of our parents said that they really enjoyed the first week as well. Okay, I need to switch to the question now. So I need to go back to the question to see the response. Okay.
He's doing it.
So I'm going to start with question 3, parents, because I want to see names. So what went well for your student during the first week? Here are the responses from parents. Being able to log in, the breaks seemed adequate. Again, these are all the responses from parents. It was good. I'm not going to call a student name, but I'm just showing nothing went well. Clear schedule, getting to know the teacher, being able to broadcast announcements. And I do want to say to our students who are doing, especially one particular student, our 8th grade student, Harper, he is doing an outstanding job. All of the kids who are working on the morning announcements, they're doing that beyond the school day. So to our parents who are allowing kids to do the morning announcement, thank you. Parents, if you have any other students, if you have students that want to do the morning announcements, please email Ms. Ford. We're looking for other students to do our morning announcements, and we will help them all the way with that. Again, he was able to get in and use his schedule, connection classes, being more engaged with teachers. The first week, my son went okay. And so these are comments from parents. So I'm gonna go to question number 4. Did you have any issues? We had 18 parents saying no, 4, well, actually, it'll be 22 saying no. And a couple of times we're getting booted off Zoom. We do know that we had some issues with Zoom on the first day of school, which was a surprise to the staff. I will have to say that the answer actually came from our teachers. Our teachers said, we have a meeting every morning at 8:50, I meet with the teachers. And myself and the assistant principal, we meet with the teachers. And during that morning meeting, we found a solution where one of our teachers suggested that we go ahead and have kids go through Google Meets. So the answer for us came from our teachers. So we have some great, outstanding teachers. Computer getting frozen. So a lot of the things that were going on was technical issues. And so parents, thank you for being patient. We are still working on it. We are not perfect by any means, but as far as technology, we are learning this as well. And I know that with more students and more school districts back in session, this is going to continue to be an issue. But I know Atlanta Public School is working on getting as much support for technology as possible. So I'm going to go up to question number 5. Do you have any concerns related to the first week of school? The kids chat is inappropriate. So parents, we have had some issues with kid chat. And so parents, that's where we need your help. We need your help to talk to students about what's appropriate language in the chat. And so teachers are going to be turning off the chat and they will be controlling the chat. We've also put we've asked teachers to not to admit students into their classes. And so students will be housed in a waiting room and then they will be admitted based on their student name. So the student need to have their birth name or the name they registered with. That needs to be their name that goes onto their Zoom. And so we're also having our teachers this week, they are working with students on how they can authenticate their name. So we'll know it's only King students who are entering our classes. And so there are a couple of security things that we're doing this week. And hopefully by next week, we will have better results and we can have control for when someone from the outside of our school come into our classes. But also if our students do something inappropriate, we can deal with them as well. And so parents, I think that one of the things that this is going to take a partnership. It's going to take each parent having a conversation with their student about what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. It's going to take parents and teachers working together and teachers communicating to individual parents when they are concerned about inappropriate chat among students. A lot of parents are still having connection problems. And making sure that students get their full break. So one parent only area of concern, students getting their full break. So parents, we have addressed that with our staff. So please, 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 parents, if you find your child not getting their break, please email the teacher first. So let's give teachers a chance to correct it. And then if it continues, please email the assistant principal or myself. We're all here to help, but I know that if our teachers hear from you parents, they will correct that issue. Nothing specific. I think the days are long for 11-year-old. And so the typical middle school day is actually, kids report to school at 9:05 and the typical middle school day does not end until about 4:05. So middle school is it's a longer day than elementary school, parents. And I will say that it does take an adjustment for our 6th graders. That's why we need to really take advantage of those breaks. When students are in the building, we do provide students with break. We have added recess into our schedule to give students that time because it is a very long day for students. So take advantage of the breaks. The time that we have is the time that was allotted by the district. And so we're trying to meet our students the best way we can by providing them breaks. Need direct number if possible. Teachers are actually working from home. So the best mode of communication for teachers right now is email. Some teachers have their number, but make sure that what parents can do is if you go to each teacher's class, they have a syllabus there. On their syllabus is the best way to contact each teacher. But all of the emails are on the website. So parents, some teachers do give out their numbers, but some teachers don't because they're working from home right now. But you do have access to their email. The syllabi that are all the same. Yes, the syllabi is, we try to make sure that the syllabus is the same except for the standard that is covered. So grading scale is pretty much the same, but parents, make sure you go past that, those things that look the same. So there's some things that are the same, like grading, expectations for classes, but the standard that's covered is different. So in mathematics, those standards are different than ELA. So please look at the syllabus and make sure the important part about the syllabus is making sure you're aware of what standard students will be covering during this virtual setting. So I think it's some of the same things that we talked about, making sure students get breaks, also making sure that it is a very long day. Are you able to get food? So that was one of the questions. The majority of the parents said no, they didn't need, that was not a need for them. But for those who had a need, they were able to get food. Again, that link is on the website. The district, I would also go to the district website in case things change. Because right now, King Middle School is a distribution site. So once you register, you can actually pick that food up here at King Middle School on Mondays. I think that's the day, Mondays from 3 to 6. But go to the website, and King Middle School is a site for pickup. And are you aware of the website? I think at this point, all of our parents who are on the Zoom call, they are aware of what's on the website. And I hope that parents, you find the website of value to you. And the last question that's the most important question to me is, how did your kids feel about school for the first week of school? And so we had a couple of parents that was frustrated, students that were frustrated, children were pleased, pretty good. On a scale of 1 to 10, 9, getting ready to get this year going. He would rather be in class, but understand the pandemic. He wants to learn more, feels they haven't started learning. And parents, we spent a lot of time last week really trying to get kids used to the technology piece. And so hopefully you should see something better. Tomorrow, students will be participating in STAR testing. And STAR testing is to give us an idea of where students are with their learning, at what grade level. And we know this will be used for informational purposes. But once we're back in the building and in person with students, students will actually take the STAR testing again. A few bumps, happy to be back at school. I am excited to be back at school as well. She was excited. She wanted, most of our parents who are frustrated wanted kids back into school. Basically, that's what they said. So far, so good. So parents, again, we just wanted to get an idea and get a pulse of how we're doing as a school and how can we better improve. And just even from Monday, after Monday getting all the surveys, we have already adjusted some of the things at our school, such as making sure, reiterating to teachers that the breaks are very important. Another thing is making sure that we really focus on helping students get used to the technology and keeping students engaged, because that's our goal of getting them engaged. I will say that for the district does pull our data. We had about 94% of our students who they logged on at least once last week. And on average, as you can tell, on a Friday, we had 685 students that started the school day off on time. So those are our two surveys. I'm gonna, at this time, I'm gonna turn it over to Ms. Shea for questions. So I think I go.
Okay, Mr. Brown.
Yes, ma'am.
So a lot of questions. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I can't hear you though, so I need to turn it back on. A lot of the questions I have answered as we've gone through, but I will give you a sense of, a lot of them are technology questions, and we're trying to address them right here in the moment. But for the most part, one parent stated that she likes that her child likes the breaks. They're very helpful. The computer questions I have directed towards Ms. George, and I've written that in the chat. I'm trying to see if there's anything. Parents are loving the surveys and would like us to continue because we can get a lot of information from them, and I totally agree.
I agree with that.
I agreed in the chat. I'm trying to, a parent wants to complete the survey, so I let her know that we would put it back on the website when this meeting was over. And then we do have one parent that is, okay, let's see. We do have a parent that is, my son would rather be in class, and I don't understand how they would be testing if they haven't learned. Understanding that STAR testing is a diagnostic. It's not, I don't know how much you said about that, but it's not a test like that. It's really a test to give us information about the student.
So I think parents, for the STAR testing, we're just trying to get an idea of what the holds are in the students' learning. And so we know that our students have been out since March. Yeah. Typically, they would take the test, even if school started, they would take the test in school. So we normally start our school year off with STAR testing, and that's throughout Atlanta Public School, and it's used just to give us information as we plan lessons. And so tomorrow, it's going to be used for informational purposes, just to get an idea of where our students are, so as we plan our lessons, that we can address those needs for students.
Thank you. There is another comment. What is the decision process for the return to school from the district?
The district has not made a decision with that, and I think that they're going to continue to follow the science and the recommendation from the federal government, as well as the local government and the CDC. But I have not received any information on the date when students return. Okay, and Mr. Brown, I'm just going to address this one because I put it in the chat, and the chat's not letting me post right now for some reason. So this message goes out to Ms. Hill, who dropped off a computer this week. The computer was sent in for repair, Ms. Hill, and the district has not contacted us to say that it's ready. In terms of computers from the district, we haven't received any. We are waiting for some, and as soon as we get them, we will reach out to you. I tried to put that in the chat, but it won't let me. Okay. I know that the district has to order more computers because all the ones that we had in the beginning of the year, they have given them all out. And so the district did do an order last week, and I know they mentioned that in our principal meeting on Friday, that they did an order to replenish computers. I don't see any other comments in the chat that we haven't addressed, either in the chat or by you. So that's pretty much all the comments we have. So parents, let me just say again, thank you for joining us tonight. I wish it was in person. And thank you for allowing your child to be a part of our school. We are looking forward to teaching and learning. And if you have any concerns, please, parents, always remember your first contact should be the child's teacher. If that teacher, the child's teacher first, then reach out to the assistant principal. Ms. Willingham is on here, Mr. Dow, Ms. Swinson, Ms. Luckett, Ms. Shea is a support for the business manager. She will be here as well. And then we also have our counselors, and our counselors are working with students. And I know they went around to some classrooms this morning. We have Mr. Carter at 6th grade, Ms. McCullough at 8th grade, and Mr. Kabir at 7th grade. We also have some other support members. Mr. Carpenter, who is our behavior coach, Mr. Atwater, our graduation coach, Ms. Mansfield, who handles SST and 504s. And then we have Dr. Ashley. If you have any questions about special education, please reach out to Dr. Ashley. Ms. George, she is our media specialist, but she's also our technology specialist. She does the website and everything, so please reach out to Ms. George. And then we have some wonderful teachers. So I know tonight we have, well, I forgot the coaches, and I'll get to the teachers. So we have two excellent coaches. Ms. Ford, our literature and language coach. We have Ms. Bankston, who is our math and science. Ms. Ford does literature and social studies and foreign language. Ms. Bankston, math and science. And then we have a coordinator for IB, and that's Ms. Edwards. And so parents, please reach out to them. And then finally, we have some wonderful teachers on site. And if I forget your name, please don't email me this evening, but I'm gonna try to remember everybody who's online. We have our grade department chairs. We have Dr. Hamilton, 6th grade. We also have for 7th grade, we have Miss Sibley and I cannot believe Miss Curry, Miss Sibley and Miss Curry. For 8th grade, we have Dr. Davis and Miss Holland. We have teachers that also represent the content area. In the area of social studies, we have Miss Jones. She is the social studies contact. So if you have questions about social studies, even as we get ready for the social studies fair, Miss Jones will be your contact. For science is Miss Jordan. She is the science contact for this school year. And so as we get ready for the social studies, for the science fair, please reach out to Miss Jordan. I know that students will be getting information about social studies and science real soon. For mathematics, Ms. Calhoun is our chair. She's also our 8th grade teacher. So please reach out to Ms. Calhoun. And for, I'm forgetting one. What did I forget? Let's see. Math, social studies, science, ELA. So for ELA, it is Miss Petway. And Ms. Petway is here to support in ELA. Ms. Petway also was our teacher of the year for Atlanta Public Schools for middle school. So Ms. Petway this year, she is actually, research says that to help students that struggle, you wanna put one of your best teachers to support them. And so Ms. Petway will be doing some things with helping our kids, some of our kids that struggle in ELA and ELA and reading. And she also be working with some of our students who are advanced. And then finally, we have foreign language contact, and that is Mr. Mahalan. Mr. Mahalan is our 6th grade Chinese teacher, and he is actually the foreign language contact for our school. I think I covered everybody. If I missed anyone on the call, please let me know, Ms. Shea. I was doing this off the top of my head.
Not touching that. I'm pretty sure you did a great job, and we all forgive you if you forgot us. It's all good.
So once again, parents, to our teachers, thank you for being on tonight. We will be sending out something soon about our next meeting. So we will be doing surveys. That will be an ongoing thing for us at King Middle School as well, because we do want our student input and we do want our parent input as we try to make our school, and when I say our school, it is the student school first, and the adults and we take care of our students. So parents, It is our partnership helping our students learn. So again, thank you for being with us tonight. Have a wonderful evening.
Mr. Brown,
Yes, ma'am.
we can let the parents know that this will be on the YouTube channel. They can watch this or tell their friends to watch it again if they want sort of the virtual tour of the building that you gave tonight. So this recording will stay.
So parents, unfortunately, this recording will stay. I'm not a big recording person, but this recording will be posted for all to see. Again, I hope this was helpful for you, and we look forward to a great year. So thank you. Have a great evening.
Good night.
Okay, I gotta get you off. You gotta get out of, go to the more button over there. Stop, turn, right here. Just go to, no, stop. Go to the more button and stop the live.